haven't already, please put your cell phones on silent. Don't turn them off because you'll want to use them to take pictures. So, we're ready to start. Okay. See, like all please stand for the light. You may be seated.
Come this way. Okay. You guys ready? Good afternoon. Let me try that again. Good afternoon. That's better. Okay. We are gathered here today not to witness the beginning of what will be, but rather what already is. We do not create this marriage because we cannot. We can and do, however, celebrate with Jeff and Lyndsey and their friends and families the wondrous and joyful occurrence that has already taken place in their lives. So let the ceremony begin. Marriage is a supreme sharing of experience and an adventure in the most intimate of human relationships. It is the joyous union of two people whose comradeship and mutual understanding have flowered in romance. And today, Jeff and Lyndsey proclaim their love and commitment to the world, and we gather here to rejoice with and for them in the new life they now undertake together. The joy we feel now is a solemn joy because the act of marriage has many consequences, both social and personal. Marriage requires love, a word we often use with vagueness and sentimentality. We may assume that love is some rare and mystical event when in fact it is our natural state of being. So what do we mean by love? When we love, we see things other people do not see. We see beneath the surface to the qualities which make our beloved special and unique. To see with loving eyes is to know inner beauty, and to be loved is to be seen and known as we are known to no other. One who loves us gives us a unique gift, a piece of ourselves, but a piece that only they could give us. We who love can look at each other's life and say, I touched his life, I touched her life. Just as an artist might say, I touched this canvas. Or a botanist might say, I touched this garden. I was a part of this life and it is a part of me. Marriage is to belong to one another through a unique and diverse collaboration, like two threads crossing in different directions, yet weaving one tapestry together. The secret of love and marriage is similar to that of life itself. It is the emergence of the larger self. It is the finding of one's life by losing it. Such is the privilege of husband and wife, to be each himself, herself, and yet another. To face the world strong with the courage of two. To make this relationship work, therefore, takes more than love. It takes trust, to know in your hearts that you want only the best for each other. It takes dedication to stay open to one another, to learn and grow even when it is difficult to do so. And it takes faith to go forward together without knowing what the future holds for you both. While love is our natural state of being, these other qualities are not as easy to come by. They are not a destination, but a journey. The true art of married life is in this inner spiritual journey. It is a mutual enrichment, a give and take between two personalities, a mingling of two endowments which diminishes neither, but enhances both. I would like to read to you now a poem about this mingling. This poem is called Married Love. It was written about 700 years ago. In the English translation, it reads, Jeff and Lyndsey have so much love that it burns like a fire, in which we bake a lump of clay, molded into a figure of Jeff and a figure of Lyndsey. Then we take both of those figures and we throw them on the ground, smash them into pieces, mix them again with water to make clay again, and mold another figure of Jeff and another figure of Lyndsey. Jeff is in Lyndsey's clay. Lyndsey is in Jeff's clay. In life, they will share a single quilt. In death, they will share one grave. And as this poem shows us, mingling in marriage is a mutual dedication, a cooperative venture in every sense. It is a relationship based on love, respect, and a determination by both partners to adjust to each other and support one another in health and in sickness, in joy and in sadness, in ease and in hardship. And through this cooperation, we give ourselves, our lives, and love into the hands of the one we love. We do so trustingly and generously, and so each of us receives a gift, the life and love of the other. We receive this gift not only from the one we love, but also from the parents who brought us into this world. and from our friends and families as well, including those watching by the miracle of video. We're going to have a reading now from the 13th chapter of St. Paul's first letter to the church in Corinth. This is often referred to as the love chapter.
First Corinthians 13. Love is patient, love is kind, does not envy, does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put away the ways of childhood behind me, for now we see as through a glass darkly. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
Lyndsey, the celebration is the outward token of the sacred and
Union of your hearts, which we may bless and the state make legal, but which neither the state nor we are able to create nor annul. It is a union created for purpose and kept by your will. It is in this spirit and for this purpose that you have come here to be joined together. Ready? Look at her now. I tricked you. Jeff, will you have this woman to be thy wedded wife, to live together in marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, and honor her in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, so long as you both shall live? Lyndsey, will you have this man to be thy wedded husband, to live together in marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, and honor him in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, so long as you both shall live? Who has the rings? These rings, signs of the vows by which this man and this woman have bound themselves to each other through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Now, I want you to ignore the microphone. I'll manage it. You just repeat after me.
Lyndsey, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my vow,
as a symbol of my vow,
and with all that I am,
and with all that I am,
and all that I have.
and all that I have, I honor you.
Jeff, I give you this ring as a symbol of my vow, and with all that I am, and all that I have, I honor you.
Hold hands again. Jeff and Lyndsey, you have hereby, oops, I forgot to do something with the table. Jeff and Lyndsey, you have hereby declared your love for each other. In your decision to spend the rest of your lives together, you have accepted the responsibilities of parenthood towards these children. And you have established a home where each child finds love, security, and acceptance. And as part of your love for each other, I now ask you to make your promises to them. And please repeat after me, both together.
For Evie and Mila, we promise to love and support you,
to be there for you,
to listen to you,
and respect you, to cherish and guide you, to help you learn right from wrong, to show you how to respect others and the world around you, to be there when you need us, to give you love, to make you part of our new family.
Now each of you grab your color. If you've seen sand ceremonies before, this is a little different because instead of 2 colors just for the bride and groom, we have 5 colors because they're all 5 going to be part of this new family. And as you now combine your sand together in the larger container, you can start doing that. Jeff and Lyndsey, you came from 2 different families. And from these 2 families, a new family has been created as each individual sand is poured into the family's one united container. The individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but will be joined as one. And just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again into the individual containers, so will become the bond with your family. Great time to take a picture to get the photo here. Thanks, kids. You can. Oh, yeah. Hugs around. And then you can move the table back. This is actually that I've never been able to do with a mic in one hand because I've got to lift both hands in the air. This garment is called a stole, and it's the one thing that I wear because I'm an ordained minister. It represents the presence of God in this ceremony to solemnize this occasion, to bless this wedding. But also, as this couple goes forward, it represents the power of the Holy Spirit to walk with them, hand in hand, as they go forward. You're going to make me cry. and thereby not kill each other. And so I'm going to take this representation of God and tie a knot. You've heard the phrase tying the knot associated with weddings. Now you understand where that phrase comes from. And there's another phrase associated with weddings that will mean all the more now because I've tied a knot with God. What God has bound together, literally, let no one tear asunder. Now I'm going to leave you guys tied up for a moment. There's one more thing I want you to do before I pronounce. Your wedding day is one that seems to just go by. It's a day filled with emotions, friends, rings, masks. Many people remember how fleeting their own wedding day was. And so I want you to take a few seconds right now while I pretend to stop time and look especially deep into each other's eyes. Think about the happiness you're feeling in this place, in this moment, and really let that feeling register in your hearts and in your minds. And those of you who are here with your spouse, I invite you to remember back to this point on your own wedding day, after exchanging rings, but before the pronouncement. Now, you probably didn't have some crazy long-haired preacher pretending to. But just the same, try to remember the feelings you had holding hands with your brand new spouse. And now I want you to think about your life together in 20 years. Where are you? What are you doing? We all know that your visions of your future are not identical, but always complementary. John Lennon once said, "A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together, now that reality." And that new reality starts now. minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, it gives me to wife. Congratulations, you may kiss. That's enough. Right hand on your belly button. Right hand on your belly button. There you go. Dig in. Yeah, get your flowers. And please allow me to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Jeff and Firm. I had one out there.